Welcome back for part 3 of Dwarf Fortress. We're going to be going into our fortress, the Fated Swords. Let us begin. Alright, here we are. As you can see, we kind of dug out a good section. We've got, this is going to be an exit kind of tunnel. And we've got the starts of our kind of whittle down the enemy's arena. But as we scroll down, you can see we are digging down into our next main project, which is going to be housing. So I like to build a big. I might have a couple different layers for housing. That way, I don't have doors walking all the way to the edge of the map just to walk back to the center. And this first one will be for our first initial dwarves. I set up a couple different blocks, and we will get going. Let our dwarves get back to what they're doing, hauling stuff in, moving stuff around. Now, we've also got a couple of cage traps gonna be built, and we've got some dwarves that are gonna start hauling animals or guinea hens down into this area. So we'll let them get to work doing what they need to do. Now, one of the things we need to make sure we're staying on top of is making some beds for those places inside. So I'll keep up a couple beds. Over here in our stoneworks, I'm going to create a couple of tables. Where are they? And then also a couple of thrones for as chairs. This is going to be needed for our manager's office. They just need a chair, table, some extra places for them to do their work. And let's clear that so they don't dig down that direction quite yet. I'll stop them right there and right there. And we'll have them dig out this area first. Next thing we also want to do, we've got some migrants. Ooh, let's see these guys. Looks like they've already kind of made their way in. I guess I missed that. But we can actually see which ones we've got. Looks like we've got a blacksmith. That's gonna be really nice. And we've got another miner. Ooh, perfect. Early on, miners are very helpful. So our masons putting stuff. Let's take a look at this guy. Look at his skills. So he's an adequate blacksmith, adequate surgeon. Ooh, he's also a good fighter though. He's got some combat skills. So you know what? You might be doing that, but you are going to be joining our squad. So come over here. You can open our squads thing. Let's not show that again. And then you can look at this. Will access all the people inside your squad. So position 2, I'm going to have this confident shield user and hammer dwarf in that, and let them get to work. Now right now I don't have them doing anything, they're just kind of working. But once I build up a couple of weapons, I'm going to actually have them doing a little bit more training. And it's going to be really intense. They're going to be training for pretty much almost all the year. They're going to be my main dwarf, my elite warriors. Get rid of these. Now with those barrels that we made, I should be able to, brew some, drink some plants. So I'm just going to actually click this. I can repeat indefinitely, so I don't need that second one. And they'll just keep brewing until they run out of either plants to use or barrels. Which reminds me, I'm going to queue up a couple more barrels over here to be made. Barrels, barrels, and barrels. That way I never run out of that. Good, they're bringing down my hens down here so I can get them to safety. And also, I will queue up a couple of doors just so I can close off different areas. Next thing, big one of our big uh, things that will help protect our dwarfs is we're gonna set up a couple of bridges. Now, this first bridge, we want just right there. And we're gonna make it out of these shale blocks, easy to use, easy to carry. They'll bring them down here and they'll start construction on our little bridge. This will effectively make it so that we can shut our dwarves in and we don't have to worry about anyone attacking. Now, here's our trade depot, and it is already set up. I don't have a broker, but anyone requested that depot so that when dwarves come in to trade, anyone can trade with them right now. Up until I get my broker all set up. So that is on all set up. All right. Let's check out these places down here. Okay, so they've dug out at least one of our rooms. As we can see, dwarves are still digging out these bedrooms. We've got a couple of them already made, so we're gonna start bringing some beds. Just gonna kind of set them up wherever we want. Doesn't matter how we have the beds placed, but we can get those all set up. Oh, hopefully our dwarves can start digging up this a little bit more. We got one of our newer dwarves here. He is 46-year-old, our miner. Looking at his skills, he's a miner, brewer, organizer, and record keeper. That is going to be pretty helpful. He's also a marked dwarf. I'm going to keep him as our main miner, so these skills will probably get rusty and we won't use them. As you can see, he's also a student, reader, critical thinker, writer. He might also join us in our library later on once we set that up. But for now, he's just going to help us mine this area out. I can start designating some more to be mined. Let these guys continue to work. I'll have them dig out our what we plan to be our eating area. Multiple entrances, trying to kind of space that out so that anyone can get in and out easily. Help with pathing. And I'll also get this opened up too so that we can start digging out this whole area. Alright. Time to set up our noble. So we're going to use the hotkey N, or you can come down here, open nobles and administrators. This is where you can read this little note if you want to, but I've played this for years now, so I know what I need to do. But I am going to get myself a manager set up. So we've got one guy, he's our miner, he's novice organizer. I guess I'll have him, let's see, bookkeeper, broker. You know what? I'll have this miner be our organizer. He'll be, I guess, well, for now, we won't worry about that. Maybe we can get a different dwarf in here to mainly do that. Because I want to keep mining dwarves as much as possible. So, got that dug out. And we are actually going to set up a hotkey for just kind of our main eating area so that we can worry about that later. Or so we can quickly zoom around this map. So if I hit H, it opens up my hotkeys. And I'll put for this dining area, and I want it to be hotkey number F2. Oh, whoops. Come over here, and this is where I want to select this, and now whenever I click the F2, it will now zoom me to right here. So F1 brings me up top, F2 brings me right here. Hotkeys kind of set up to go about kind of navigating this quite a bit more. Our guy is digging out this area. I'm kind of leaving this as more of a decoration area, decor decoration kind of spot. We can actually smooth the stone out and then cart engrave in it, and that'll increase the value of this room and our fortress. So looking back at the top, we got a couple of yaks out here, a couple of dogs we need to make sure we bring inside. This guy, our expedition leader, he's got the war dog following him because he did train him. But once we actually set this war dog as a companion for one of our dwarves, he will automatically go about and he will follow him. So you can actually come over here, assign this animal to one of your dwarves, and he will follow him about. So I'm going to actually have him follow our militia commander. So now he is going to be going out and he will start following that commander. And when you also do that, he actually gets a unique name. So now this war dog is called Errol, our first dog. But with how breeding works on this, you can have animals be anywhere on the map, but as long as you got a male and a female on the map, it will automatically start just kind of breeding. It does not matter where they are, just as long as they are nearby, they will breed. Now I'm going to actually dig out this whole area down here. And I also want to get rid of any kind of slopes. This will inhibit the enemy from climbing up these walls back onto this platform. Let's cancel that because I don't need them digging out these. Because as soon as I get rid of these walls, these slopes should all go away. So I just want the ones around the outside wall to go away. Now we got our guinea hens all in here. Got a bunch of different little insects, a couple worms around here, a couple snails. Those are really not, doesn't matter at all. We got a cage trap set up. You can see cage trap. We got a cage in there, so that's good. Ooh, this guy is annoyed for being caught in the rain, so we want to start kind of making sure our dwarves are not out there because those bad thoughts can actually decrease their happiness, and we don't want any unhappy dwarves. So brew drink from plant. We don't have empty food storage items, so that is our barrels over here. So we'll keep a couple more barrels. Keep that alcohol being made. Keep our dwarves happy. And we'll make a couple bins also. So stoneworks. Meantime, we will queue up probably a couple more doors for our bedrooms. And we will go back down to our bedroom area. Looks like we built up some more our beds in here. And now it's time to designate these rooms. So to designate them, you want to go into our zones, and we'll come over here to our bedrooms. So what I will do, I want to select the walls also, because once I smooth these out and engrave them, they can actually become value to the room, increasing the happiness of the dwarf. So now that I've got that selected, I'll hit accept, and then I want to designate whatever dwarf to this room. I can leave it empty and my dwarves will automatically move into there. And for now, I want to get probably certain dwarves in these. I'll get my blacksmith this first room. Get him inside and hopefully out of that rain. But now he's got a bed and we can go about setting up the other bedrooms also. Looks like we got to create a couple more beds for here. But for now, it's okay if they overlap. It's not the end of the world. It just increases the value. I mean, these shared walls, dwarves don't care if they're kind of overlapping at all. So this bedroom, whoops. So that, select new dwarf. Well, looks like the miners already claimed that. And I'll go about setting up some more bedrooms. And all I've got to do is hit here, hit accept. I can actually go about doing this really quick if I just select bedrooms constantly like that. And now these are all bedrooms and dwarves will start just kind of claiming them like this dwarf miner did. So when they actually get ready to go to bed, if there's an open bedroom, they will claim that bedroom. Now, like I said, we need to worry about creating more beds. So this is where we want to make sure we have that wood. Early on, having a bunch of wood is very nice. Lets us create those beds. But one thing to note is beds can only be made out of wood. There is a mod out there I remember seeing that lets you create them out of stone. However, I'm just going to mainly stick to the base game and it's just going to be wood for that. And then the only things I have modded in here are a couple different races to kind of increase that chances of me getting into fights, more people attacking, better chances for bigger enemy assaults so we can collect their resources because they bring in weapons, we get those weapons, we can smelt them down and we get free resources there. So like I said, I'm going to create a couple more traps around this outside area just to help capture any enemies that possibly want to attack us early on. And make sure we have enough cages. Looks like we got plenty out here. Well, saving our every season it saves for me automatically. So now it should be fall time. This is when our first caravan comes. I got a couple things running in the background, so it might be a minute for this to save. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Brew drink, empty that, and we need some water buckets. It looks like some buckets for water. All right. Now, one of the things we talked about is having that water kind of close to where we have our main what is it hospital. So I might have that water area kind of be right up here in this section. So I'll probably have a staircase coming up here. That's a nice big staircase going up a level. Dig this just a little bit, and then this is where we're gonna have our water pit. So I'll dig a channel. Channels let us dig one extra layer down. So it does mean a nice huge area right there. Or, well, hold up. Might need this a little bit further away, depending on one more away. No, we'll do two just in case. And then we'll do that. So we have a nice big area for water. Now, with that, we need to make sure we will get water from over here from the brook. So I'll dig down a little channel right here. And that digs us down to this. And then from here, oops, let's go down that level. From here, I want this water to be brought down to about right there. Oh, perfect. And then this will be channel down. We'll actually back this up one. So channel comes down here, water comes down here, and then it all comes down into our fortress. Right into this little pool area. So let our dwarves get to digging out this whole area. Any kind of slopes like this, we can designate, hey, get rid of that, we don't need it. We'll, uh, good. My miner dwarves are working hard right now, getting rid of all these extra things. We got that. So that is all set up. Now one of the things we're going to want to do is create a floodgate. This lets water come in and out. We're going to create it out of stone. Floodgate. Oh, one of our dogs gave birth to puppies. Perfect. Get that all set up. Now we got this dug out. So as you can see, they're going to come over here. They're going to walk along this pathway right here. Our supply caravan has arrived from the Gallia blockades. That is our civilization. And hopefully we can do a little bit of trading for things we need. I try to make it so that we are really self-reliant, but it's good to trade back and forth because we can actually, more we trade, the more our place gets more of an established name for itself. So it become a town, and then it can eventually become a big old barony. And then if we get it so big and the king wants to come over here, we can actually create this as the capital of our civilization. But for now, we'll just keep it low key, and oh, our dwarves are already down here ready to trade, and blacksmith is diplomacy. So this right here is just, hey, our expedition leader is now meeting with the outpost liaison. Here's a little chit chat. I'm a liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. Okay. There's not much to share, but this I will show you down here. This is our worldview. Kind of gives us a little bit of information of what's going on in the world. And then now we can designate, hey, what do we want from these guys? I'm thinking, personally, I like get all the leather from all these different animals because getting leather, unless we're actually actively hunting, which I'm not much for hunting, I'm more of a kind of trade, get leather, and use that stuff. So I'm going to get myself some eagle leather. I like that idea. Maybe, see any kind of cool stuff. Maybe some grizzly bear leather. Ooh. I'm leaning towards maybe some kiwi leather, or we'll do some jaguar leather. So those are the three items we want brought in. Nothing really else for now. We're pretty set, I would say. I'll hit done. So next time they bring it up, this stuff is going to be a little bit more pricey, but they're going to make sure that they bring it. Okay. So they want from us handwear and crowns if we're able to provide, and they'll give it 203 extra percentage for their money. So instead of one, they'll give me two for the handwear and 186 for the crowns. So that's good. And now we should be able to, you can see these guys are the traders, merchants. They can't having the yaks on them. They didn't bring a wagon around this first bout, but I imagine with more trading, we'll be able to have access to those wagons. So this is just a small trade caravan, and we want to move some goods to here to trade. So I've got a crutch, nothing big. Maybe a couple of mechanisms might be good. You can see on this left side, this is actually our quality. So basic stuff doesn't have any kind of quality note next to it, and then as you get more, you get this little minus, and then I believe the plus, and then where is it? And then that little star is the next kind of quality level. So we'll give them maybe a couple of mechanisms. Oh, we might not be able to trade that, but at least the crutch we want to be brought over here. I really don't have much to trade these guys. I'll get some, let's see, Dwarven beer. We really don't want to trade that. Oh, some white millet beer. That's some stuff that we collected from the outside. They created into some beer from white millet. Let's see, seed barrels. Nothing particular. We'll trade some wine because wine is made from the mushrooms. So we'll be able to constantly get a supply. That's really easy to brew up. It's honestly my go-to. And grab a couple more these random things. We'll we'll do some trading. I want to keep my meat. Some more prickleberry. And let's grab parsnip wine, white whip wine, some white millet, some barley, dwarven wine. I think that should be a decent amount of stuff. Not a lot, but maybe we can get us a couple different items. And as you can see, our dwarves are coming over here, grabbing these, and bringing them over to trade. So once everything's brought over, these dwarves will be all ready to trade up. It looks like they've got everything I requested. So now we go over here and we hit trade. So this is everything we brought over here, and we can see our values, approximate values of different items, and this is the stuff that they brought. So they didn't bring too much, maybe Cabisal, some llama. Let's see, cross warhammer. Ooh, that might be good for our dwarf that requires a warhammer. That makes it so that I don't have to worry about that early production over there quite a bit. Maybe the shield. So as you see, we've got a couple different items. So that's about 200 approximately that I'm trying to get from them. And we will mark this stuff over here. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So that's about 100 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about another 100. So 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be more than enough to trade for this stuff. We actually might grab a couple of cloth while we're at it. And so we want to make sure that they kind of have a higher amount, get some profit from actually coming over here. And for now, we don't really need any leather or anything like that, any bolts. Or I think we're good on food because our dwarves will eat what we gather, and we will trade. Hmm. Let's get rid of these and let's try that. Ah, perfect. So we have successfully traded with them. We don't need a trader here anymore. And our guys will grab those items. Our blacksmith will hopefully come and grab that warhammer. But I can actually make it so that he does come grab that warhammer. Come down here to our squads. go to our dwarves over here. Oops. And we actually select that and come down here to equipped. So we want to go to his equipment. Whoops. Go to details, and it'll give us everything that he has equipped it. So he currently doesn't have anything assigned to him. Uh, Individual choice melee weapon, we'll get rid of that, and we will actually do a new weapon, and we will specify which weapon we want for him to grab, and that is that silver warhammer. We will confirm that, and he should run around over here and grab that. So now he's got that warhammer, and he's ready to start training with it. Dismiss that. Our cat and dog has given birth to some puppies and some kittens, and it started raining again. So one thing I want to do is set up this area for these yaks. You're gonna actually, I like this. I like this area over here a bit more. I'm gonna set up a spot for our yaks to hang out with. Make it nice and big for them right now until we can actually get some defenses set up. We'll select an animal, and we will select those two yaks to come over here so that they got that kind of food area. We will also work on getting some more blocks made up out of stone. And we can actually specify what kind of block. So we got quite a bit of shale, so I want them to just keep making a bunch of shale blocks for me. This is a good way to level up your dwarves also, but for now, that is what we want. I will be right back, and we will continue to explore and build, explore the underground and build up our fortress.